Hello, today we're going to talk about translation and the problems that occur in translation. So, first of all, let us consider the question of translating yes, the English word yes, into French. For yes, the standard French dictionaries tells us the word is oui and si. But when we delve deep into the French language, we realize that oi is the general term for yes, while C is used specifically in cases where there's contradiction, contention, and dissent. So, when the English translator is translating the word yes into French, he or she must be mindful of this rule because in English the word yes remains the same in all contexts, while in French, if it is an outright yes, the term used is oi, and if not, if there's some holding back in saying the yes, the word used is si. So, the same problem happens when we try to translate the English word hello, which is a form of friendly greeting. The French dictionaries gives us two words, ça va, hello. The German dictionaries gives us wie geht's, hello. And the Italian gives us three words, hola, pronto, and ciao. The English word hello does not distinguish between the word whether you're greeting someone face to face or whether you're answering the telephone. The English word is always hello, but the French, German, and Italian language do make this distinction. The Italian word pronto is only when you pick up a telephone and say hello to someone, just as the German word hello. The Italian ciao, which is the most common form of greeting in all sections of Italian society, is used when a person arrives and meets someone or when the person is departing. It is a word of greeting that is linked to a moment of contact between individuals, whether they are coming or going, and not to the fact that they've only you say ciao when you are arriving someone, or the very first word you say to anyone is ciao. So here we see that if the source language is English and the person wants to say hello, which is a friendly greeting on arrival, but when it is translated into the target language, the meaning would be different. So you have to distinguish whether we are meeting someone for the first time or calling someone on the phone, and accordingly the translated word would differ. So, just as Edward Sapir claims that language is a guide to social reality and human beings are at the mercy of language that has become the medium of expression of their culture and society. So, experience is largely determined by the language habits of the community, and each separate structure represents a separate reality. Therefore, while translating, one has to keep in mind that no two languages can be equally similar to be considered as representing the same social reality. This is because the worlds in which different societies live are very different from each other. No language can exist unless it is steeped in the context of culture, and no culture can exist if it does not have at its center the structure of natural language. So, languages, suppose the culture represents a human body, its heart is represented by the language, and it is the interaction between the language and the culture which results in the continuation of life energy. So, just as a doctor, a surgeon who's operating the heart cannot neglect the other parts of the body, the blood pressure, the sugar, etc. Similarly, if the translator picks out a certain uh, thing from the culture and try to translate it in isolation from the culture, he is going to be in great danger. So when the source language has a text in a particular language, the text has to be analyzed in the context of the culture so that the meaning is transferred and restructured according to the target language and then transferred accordingly. A few more examples. When we are translating the word butter into Italian, there is the word burro. So butter and burro both describe the product that is made from milk and marketed as a creamy colored slab of edible grease which is for human consumption. And yet, within their separate cultural context, the English and the Italian, butter and burro cannot be signified to mean the same. Why? Because in Italy, burro is normally light colored and unsalted, and it is used for cooking, while in Britain the word butter is brighter yellow and it is salted, and you don't use it for cooking, you generally apply it on bread and have it. So there's a distinction between both the objects signified by butter and burro and between the function and value of those objects, keeping in mind the British and the Italian cultural context. So the problem of equivalence here involves the utilization and the perception of the object in a given context. So the butter burro translation, while on one level it signifies the same thing, but it tells us that each language represents a separate reality. Therefore, we conclude that the process of transfer from source language to target language, Jacobson goes on immediately to point to the central problem in all times, that while messages may serve as adequate interpretations of code units or messages, there is ordinarily no full equivalence achieved through translation. Thank you.